welcome back to the Butterfly Diaries. What is up? What is up? It feels so good to be back. I am so excited. And I do apologize once again for the wait. So a little bit of an update. Um, I am taking summer classes, so my episodes probably won't be uploaded, um, back to back to back, and maybe spaced out a little bit. But please be patient with me, y'all. I'm trying to get this education, okay? And I'm grinding right now. So that and number two, I didn't forget about y'all at all. Don't think I did. The winner from the last podcast, of course, I will post after I download this podcast. And you did win a gift, so I will be shipping that out to you no later than next week. So please bear with me, okay? I'm trying to get my schedules and still trying to get used to uploading and doing this podcast thing, but I'm growing. And the title of today's podcast right there, boom, focus. Um, so I am dealing with consistency. I really should title this Focus and Consistency because that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Being a believer, it takes so much to just be consistent. Like you want to be consistent and you want to, I mean, not even believer, being a young person in 2020, especially with the COVID-19, you are in the mindset of laziness because you're at home. You don't really, what is there to do? You know what I'm saying? But you can still create healthy habits when you're at home. And I'm learning how to create healthy habits because I did realize I had a week off and I ended up laying in bed the entire time, eating, snacking. I gained so much weight. If you can't tell, for those of you watching, I've gained so much weight. And I'm like, bro, I can't be doing this. If I'm at home more than I'm at work, and definitely not going to school because everything's remote, um, should I be really, should I really be doing this? It's not healthy. Let me create some healthy habits that will add and help me become more of a productive person in my day-to-day life. So this is what I have come up with. So I'm creating a schedule and I'm trying to stick to that schedule. And once again, it all starts up here in your mind. It's a mind thing. It's a battle, you know. So what I've done is every morning I get up and I stretch. So I go on my TV's a smart TV. So on my TV I set I go on YouTube and I put on morning stretches and I stretch in the morning. And then after that, I do my exercises. So right now I'm doing a 2 week shredding exercise. And it's like an ab exercise. Y'all, when I tell you this thing, ooh, I don't know what I signed up for, y'all. I don't know, but that thing is not for the freaking like faint of heart. Okay, I can't laugh. I can't sit up correctly. Like if you could see my bottom right now, I'm like this because it hurts so bad. But it's good because that means it's working. So I'm doing that. I am being consistent with my diet. So I doing shakes yesterday. I went shopping like for like $100 and I threw away all my snacks. I threw away all the sweets, the treats, the sodas. I threw them all out, y'all. I didn't throw them away, but I gave them all to my nieces and nephews, okay? And they were very happy. I gave them all my ice cream. They were very happy. Okay, very. So I made them happy, but I was crying on the inside. But I have to because this is for this is for me and my health. So what else did I do? Yes. So then I went and did that. So now all my food is healthy food, and I'm planning on sticking to this and being consistent. And it feels good because once I feel the difference already. I've been doing this for about 4 days. I feel the difference. I feel the benefits. I'm not as tired. I'm way more energetic and productive throughout the day. Um, I have seen a little bit of change in my body type and like the way that I'm using the restroom and everything, it's changing. So I'm seeing the benefits of it. So that's what's really keeping me pushing. And I think that if you're struggling right now at home with just being consistent, just look at the benefits of it. Don't look at what it's causing you to do. Like, oh, I gotta get up now early. Oh, I gotta look at the benefits of what it's doing for you, and write those things down. And that's just the consistency part. Focus for me. Okay, I get distracted easily, y'all. If I'm reading, and usually I like to read in the library at school because I can put my headphones in. I'm already trying to drown everybody who's looking at me out, and I'm able to just divulge into what I'm doing and focus on it and kill it in like an hour or two. Being at home, you guys are lucky y'all getting a quiet recording this morning, because being here, I don't get no breaks. My nephews want to come in here and chill with auntie all day. Then I have to, appease everyone else. And I'm trying to study and I'm trying to do homework. And then my phone, Instagram and Facebook is blowing up. And I'm just trying to see what's going on there. And I can't focus on my homework, y'all. I can't, focus. Focus. I can't do it. So, for me, it's all about like just trying to stay that way, trying to get focused, trying to stay focused. You know what I'm saying? So I did a little bit of research, y'all. I did a little research, and I was like, God, I really want to talk about focus, because I know it's something I'm struggling with. And the Butterfly Diaries is all about talking about what I'm struggling with, and I'm gonna go through this as if I'm writing a diary entry, right? And I'm talking to God, and I'm like, Lord, I need your help, because I want to focus. I want to focus so that I can become who you called me to be. I'm tired of struggling, you feel me? So in order for me to do that, I have to create a lifestyle of consistency and focus and dedication. And the only way I could do that is if I take the wheel, take the bull by the horns, and do it. You feel me? So 1 second here. So focus. There's a lot of verses in the Bible that speak on focusing, and how to go forward and go and do it and be focused, and how to allow God to let in your life, to do it. So this episode is definitely going to be about focusing and just finding those outlets that help you become more grounded, and just help you out. You know what I'm saying? I honestly, like, I was so nervous to do this podcast, because I'm like, where do I start, Lord? And it's like a lot of things on social media was helping me build this episode. So, for example, y'all know B Simone. She is a good example for me regarding focus. I don't know if you guys have been following her, but in February, she put a video out saying she wanted to make her first $1 million. And I'm gonna try to put the link like with this video so y'all can see like her progression and everything. I'm gonna put her YouTube link with this video so y'all can see her progression, because it's all about manifesting what you want, and then setting your eyes on that target and walking it through. You know what I'm saying? So she was saying that, oh, I want to get my first $1 million by my birthday in April, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna do this. COVID hit, of course, by March, so she was set back a little bit, but she didn't let that stop her from being focused on her goal. And she did it, y'all. On April 15th, I believe, or around sometime in April, she reached her first $1 million. She did it. Like, she manifested it. And I was like so dumbfounded. I was like, wow, this is real. Like, we could do this. We could definitely sit there and manifest the true things that we want to come to life. We can do this, man. We can do this, especially as believers. We can sit there and say, God, I want this, and I want it to become a reality for me. It necessarily doesn't have to be about prosperity, because I have this will be a totally different podcast. We could have a whole nother, I'm going to have a whole nother conversation about prosperity preaching, y'all, because I'm against it. I don't believe in prosperity preaching. I don't like prosperity preaching. Prosperity preaching is, we're going to have a whole nother conversation about it. Prosperity preaching. Mm, mm. That's another episode, y'all. That's a whole nother. I love the word and I love pastors and I love when they're trying. There's a difference between prosperity preaching and encouragement. There's a thin line, but we're not gonna get, that's another episode. And I'm gonna have that conversation with somebody else who also believes in what I believe and sees how I see. Because prosperity preaching, we gonna get down. All right, so focus. In Proverbs 4:25, this is from the Good Word version of the Bible. It states that let your eyes look straight ahead and your sight be focused on what is in front of you. I just said that when you have a goal, let it be right there, aligned with what God has planned for your life. The blueprint that God has laid out for us, y'all, it is so complex because we could be like, picture yourself as like a car. Picture yourself in a car driving, right? And God is literally directing you on which way to go. And it could be through a prophecy, it could be through a dream, it could be through a word, it could be through a book, a passage you read, it could be through the Bible, it could be through somebody's Instagram post, it could be through somebody's Facebook status, it could be through anything. And it could be that little glimmer that says, hey, make it right. Right? And it's just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna make it right. Wait, you guys realize, let me give y'all another example. So when you make that right and you're like looking on your Google Maps or whatever, right? But your phone is on 1% and you have like a few seconds to click on the directions on the Google Maps, and you have to get that one street. You have to get that one street because as soon as if I get that one street, I can kind of figure out where I'm going from there. Either I'm going to have to make a left or a right on that one street. I'm going to have to keep going straight. If I can get that one street. So you look up and you grab that one street and you put it in your head, and then the phone dies. And you're just like, all right, now I'm just freestyling. I ain't got no charger. I ain't got no other way but that one street. That's that dream. That's that vision. That's that prophetic word. That's that Bible verse. That's that Facebook post. That's that thing that goes in your head and that voice of God that says, this is the way that I want you to go. And that's all you have to go off of. That's all you have to go off of. And you're like, whoa, Lord, what do I do? Or, whoa, where do I go? That's where your faith comes in. And you're like, oh, wow. Okay. So I have this word, God. You said I'm going to graduate college. You promised me that I will graduate college without debt. All right. Okay. What do I have to do in order to achieve that? I got to go to college. And then I got to freaking grind my behind off in school so I can graduate. Not only that, I have to make sure I'm financially sound and I pay attention to how I'm spending my finances. And I'm using the tools that you've given to me, Lord, in the word and the people that you have given to mentor me, Lord. And I'm going to use those tools and I'm going to use those things to guide me and direct me into the right path that you have set out for me. And as I'm going on my way, I'm realizing by faith, with that one word, that one street name, I'm making the right turns and the right moves by following the path that God has laid out for me. Keep your eyes set and focused on the things of the Lord, and He shall pull you through it. See, I'm about to preach, y'all, and I'm not trying to, but I'm just saying it, you know what I'm saying? And I want this podcast to be like as transparent as possible. When I first started school, I was scared. I started school late. I didn't start school when all my peers started school. I started school pretty late. But I was so focused on, at first I was very depressed because I was like, I want to start school when all my peers go to school. I want to start school when all my friends go to school, but I also wanted to take a year off. And then I moved up here to Orlando from West Palm. And then I was kind of like, I didn't know what to do. I was working, I was helping my sister with her kids, I was constantly doing everything else then other than school. And when I did start school, um, it felt so good. Like it felt right. It felt like this is the time. So I knew instantly this is how God wanted it to be in the beginning anyway. He had already given me the promise, right? I just had to be patient for the time. And I think that that's a lot of our issue is that, Lord, you've given me this promise, but how am I going to, when do I start? When is it going to happen? Don't worry about that. The promise is there. Just do what you got to do on your end to get there. You know what I'm saying? Get there. Colossians 3:2, the Good Word version says, keep your mind on things above, not on the worldly things. We wanna be seen and heard. We want things to work the way we want it to work on our time. But God has so much more for us, y'all. He has planned so much more out for us. And I think that being able to sit there and understand that it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than that, y'all. It's bigger than that. So I give God so much praise, man. He has taught me so much, and I want to go back to the consistency and the focus part, like the beginning. In order for you to become completely focused and completely consistent, you got to first start it with your relationship with God. And I realized that when I pray consistently, when I fast consistently, when God has become the first thing in my day consistently, everything else becomes consistent and it becomes like water. I have to. I have to start my day with prayer. I have to start my day with worship. I have to start my day with a conversation with God. Even if it's not a full-on prayer, it's a conversation, because without consistency in our relationship, there won't be consistency in anything else that I do. And it took me a little bit of time to get that. I promise you, I was like 23 when I finally received that concept and actually applied it to my life. And once I did that, I started to see like things just starting to work. And like I said, when I did that, especially during school, I still am on the ball regarding assignments and turning them in on time. It's because I'm consistent with my time with God and spending time with God. It's people are like, I don't have time to pray. I don't have time to worship. I don't have time. You don't? Really? That's your excuse? You don't have time? Or I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to start a conversation with God. Start a conversation with God as if you're starting a conversation with a friend, as if you're starting a conversation with the closest person in the room. Get a mirror in front of you. Put a mirror like in front of you, and just look in the mirror and say, "Hey God, what's up? It's me. I'm here. I don't know what to say, but I know you know my heart, and I know you know what's in my heart, and I want to give you that. I just don't know how. Teach me, guide me, and let the Holy Spirit lead me into your arms. Lord, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know where life is taking me. I don't know where it's pulling me. I don't know where it's pushing me. But God, I know that with you, I'm going to be making the best decisions because you will be guiding me." Literally have a conversation with him. He is literally the easiest person to talk to because he's not sitting there judging you. He's not sitting there picking at you. And he doesn't care how you sound. He just wants to hear from you. Focus. Focus on what's ahead. Focus on the good, not on the bad. Focus on peaceful things. My cousin right now, I don't know if you know me, you know the story. A few months ago, she got hit by 2 cars. 2. I should be crying right now because she should have been dead. But by the grace of God, she's not. She's right now, currently, she's in the hospital bed, but she's making progress. that a lot of people who are in her situation probably would have never made. And every time we go visit her in the hospital, this girl is so bubbly and she's so full of life and she has us laughing, you know? And watching her go through what she's going through and watching her push and prevail and travail through it all, through all of this, not being able to walk, not being able to take care of herself as she used to. She's keeping such a positive outlook and it's showing in her progress. She's able to stand with the assistance of belts and everything, but she's able to stand on her own. She's able to roll herself over now. Before it used to take us about 4 people to roll her over and do all of that. She's able to do things that people in her situation probably could have never did, but it all starts here, and it all starts here, and it all starts here with your mind, your focus, and consistency. Be consistent and see the good things. No matter what comes your way, no matter what little pebble that you're trying to turn into a boulder, whatever small little word you're trying to turn into something big, like you're ugly, you're trying to make that your whole life. Don't do this. Fight it. Push through it. And I'm telling you, you will see the benefits of it. You will see the benefits and you will reap from what God has for you. Yo, this podcast could go on for another hour. And I can tell you stories of how I felt less than and how I built walls up because people said this or that. But once I allowed those walls to come down and I put it back down to pebble size, I was able to crush the pebble, walk over the pebble, and grow. So what I'm trying to say is, bro, what you stressed about? What you stressed about? Life is so good. God is so good. And of course, this wonderful sweatshirt I got from Chris Webb at the PIA tour last year. Bro, look at this. Look at this, y'all. I'm trying to make the light focus on it. But I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Wait, what I say? Trouble don't last always, man. Trouble does not last always. It don't. So what you tripping about? Why you struggling? Why you stressing? Trouble doesn't last always. Stay focused. Keep grinding. Keep pushing, y'all. I'm so proud of you. Fly high, butterflies. Love you. Deuce. Peace. Keep it up.